Oahu is easy to underestimate. Many people think it's just Waikiki, Pearl Harbor, and the North Shore, but once you actually start planning, the choices really do add up fast. So today I'm going to help you make your Oahu trip feel doable and relaxing, all in 10 minutes. Aloha and welcome to Hawaii's Best. I'm Brian Murphy, Hawaii destination expert and your personal guide to planning an unforgettable trip to Hawaii. Oahu is the gathering place. That's its nickname, and that name really fits because it's where most visitors fly in. It's home to Honolulu, Waikiki, Pearl Harbor, Diamond Head, Ko'olina, the North Shore, and some of the most visited places in all of Hawaii. But Oahu is also a real place. People live there. There are neighborhoods, beaches, cultural sites, and communities. So this episode is not a giant list of everything to do. This is a simple, doable Oahu guide to help you know when to go, where to stay, how to get around, what to book ahead, reservations, and how to plan a trip that does not feel so rushed and overwhelming. And if you want help after this episode, you can grab my free Oahu travel guide. It's the first link in the show notes below. Probably one of the top questions that I get is, when is the best time to visit Oahu? Oahu it's warm most of the year, so you can have a good trip almost any time of the month. Now, this past March, there was a couple Kona low storms that came through and just devastated the North Shore. So there are those chances. Those were some rare storms, but it can happen. So there are some months that are better. So my personal favorite time to visit Oahu is late September into October. And that's because summer crowds have usually slowed down. The weather is still warm. The ocean temp is still warm, from the summer. And the island has a little bit more breathing room. You can find a little bit better deals during that time. But spring is also really great, especially April and May. Winter can be beautiful too, but the North Shore is very different. That's when the waves are huge. Massively huge. When all the surf competitions happen, this is during the winter time. It's amazing to watch from the shore, but it's not the time to casually jump in unless conditions are clearly safe. And that is usually around summertime when those same beaches are nice and flat and great for swimming. The second top question that I'll get about any of the islands is where to stay. So where you stay really shapes your whole entire trip and your experience. For a first time there, you might want to consider Waikiki. It's usually the easiest choice. You can walk to the beach, restaurants, shops, surf lessons, and a lot of tour pickups happen within Waikiki. You may not even need a rental car every single day if you're staying in Waikiki, which can really save you a lot of money on parking and the hassle of just trying to find parking in Waikiki. But if you're going with family, we really love the Ko'olina area. It's out on the west side in the town. The second city is kind of its nickname, Kapolei. If you are from a suburban area on the continental U.S., it'll kind of feel like home. There's a Costco, there's Target, shopping centers, the whole thing. There's even a Sonic. Yeah, a Sonic just came in to Kapolei. But two of my favorite places in the Ko'olina area are the Marriott there, Ko'olina Beach Club, and Aulani. That's the Disney resort. Ko'olina is we've stayed there for over, 20 years now, almost since it's been open. Ko'olina is calmer. It's more resort focused. The lagoons are great for families because the water is protected and usually easier for kids than open ocean beaches. But there are no lifeguards on duty, so please always be cautious and aware of that. If you want something a little bit more budget-friendly in that same area of Kapolei on the west side, we really love the Residence Inn, and that can work really well. It's not beachfront, but it gives you more space and keeps you close to Ko'olina without paying Ko'olina resort prices. So a simple breakdown would be stay in Waikiki if you want convenience and walkability, stay in Ko'olina if you want a calmer family resort trip. And I get that there's other places to stay, North Shore. You got the Ritz up there, but that's really pricey. We stayed at the Courtyard in Laie. It was nice, but it might work for a smaller family. We stayed there. We crammed in for the night as we were doing some stuff up there on the North Shore. But those are some of my picks for staying on Oahu. The next big question I usually get is, do you need a rental car? My answer is probably not every day, especially if you're staying in Waikiki. I would not rent a car for your whole trip unless you really need it. Parking can be expensive. Traffic is real and it's frustrating. So instead, rent a car for 1 or 2 specific days. You might, use those days to go to the North Shore, Windward, kind of the east side of Oahu, Ko'olina, or anything outside of Honolulu. You might want to rent a car for that. But if you're staying in Ko'olina or Kapolei, a car is more than helpful because things are spread out more. But either way, plan your days by area. And what I mean by that, don't plan to do Pearl Harbor, Kailua, and the North Shore and Ko'olina all in one day. That's how your Hawaii vacation turns into a traffic tour and frustration and more time in the car than you were hoping for. If you have younger kids, Duke Kahanamoku Beach near Hilton Hawaiian Village can be a great area because of the lagoon there is calmer waters. I forgot to mention the Hilton there. That's a great place to stay, especially with family. It's a little bit off of the main drag of Waikiki, so it's a little bit quieter there, but it's still within the heart of everything that's going on. The key with Waikiki is really expectation. This is not a remote beach. It's a city beach, but that's also what makes it easy. You can take a surf lesson, grab dinner, grab lunch, whatever, walk by the beach at night and never even go into a car. Diamond Head or Le'ahi is one of the most popular hikes on island, and it's not super long, but it is hot, it's exposed, and has stairs. So if you want to do that, go early, bring water. And remember that Diamond Head requires an advance reservation through the official state park system. Pearl Harbor is another place many people want to see. The USS Arizona Memorial is not just another attraction to check off. It's a solemn place, and it deserves your time and your respect as you visit there. But I would put Iolani Palace on your list and plan ahead since tours are reservation-based. The windward side of Oahu is the east side of the island. This is where you'll find Kailua, Lanikai, Waimanalo, and Makapu'u. Kailua and Lanikai are beautiful, but they're also neighborhoods. So, as you visit there, be thoughtful. Don't block driveways. Don't treat the area like one big beach parking lot. Over there on the east side, Waimanalo is one of my favorite beach areas on that side, well, really on the entire island. It's wide, it's beautiful, it has facilities, and it can feel a little bit more spread out than some of the more famous spots like Lanikai Beach. It's the same sand, it's the same water, nearly the same views at Waimanalo Beach. The North Shore is one of the most famous areas of Oahu, if not all of Hawaii. You got Haleiwa, Waimea Bay, Sunset Beach, pipeline, food trucks, shave ice, turtles, surf culture. It's all there. But the North Shore does change a lot by season. Laniakea is known for turtles, but if you see them, give them space. Don't touch them. Don't crowd them for photos. They're still beautiful from a distance. In Haleiwa, you can walk around, shop, and grab food. Matsumoto Shave Ice is the classic stop there. Giovanni's Shrimp. A lot of people talk about that, but there's still tons of other great options up there. We love Surf and Salsa. Go support those guys. We love them. I want to leave you with like a 5-day. If I was doing like a 5-day plan, this is pretty generic. So day 1, arrive, settle in, beach, walk, easy dinner, sunset, get on island time. And day 2, maybe hit up Waikiki, Diamond Head, since you're probably going to be waking up early anyways. You want to head over there, do some beach time later on, maybe a surf lesson. Day 3, Pearl Harbor, Iolani Palace, and some local food. Day 4, windward side, Kailua, Lanikai, Waimanalo, Makapu'u. You can do that for the day out there. Day 5, North Shore or Ko'olina, depending on your pace and where you're staying. If you're staying in Ko'olina with kids, I leave at least one full resort day open. So that's just like a quick 5-day itinerary. If you want something more to you and your speed and what your group is, go ahead and check out the link below. Oahu, it can be busy, but it can also be one of the most rewarding islands to visit when you plan well. So use Waikiki if you want convenience. Look at Ko'olina if you want a calmer family resort trip, or if you want more of a budget-friendly, look at some places to stay in Kapolei. Rent a car only when you need it, especially if you're staying in Waikiki. I think the main thing I really wanted to get across with this episode is don't try to do everything. You've probably been saving for a long time to go on this trip, and you got a week, maybe you got 2 weeks, but don't try to cram it all like it's Disneyland, because Hawaii is not Disneyland. When you slow down and go to the pace of the island and the area that you're in, you get so much more. You get those times and those moments where you talk to a local and you get to hear their story and what are the best places. You're going to get some of the best recommendations from some of those conversations. So take the time and just let Hawaii happen. If this episode was helpful for you, go ahead and hit follow because this coming Friday is all about my top places to eat on the island of Oahu. So until then, as always, live with aloha. Mahalo for listening to Hawaii's Best. If you found today's episode helpful, make sure to hit follow on your podcast app so you don't miss future episodes. You can find all links and resources mentioned today in the show notes below. Hawaii's Best is produced by Shorebreak Media Group, edited by Easy Podcast Solutions, and with music by our friends Stick Figure.